Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we are running through 10 legends who are somehow still playing. Let's get into it. 10. Shunsuke Nakamura. Even die-hard Celtic fan Chris Hamill wasn't aware that now 42-year-old Shunsuke Nakamura was still turning out in Japan for Yokohama FC, over 11 years since he left Celtic Park. It's easy to forget just how good the 98-cap Japanese international was for the boys. Signing prior to the 2005-06 season amidst interest from Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, Nakamura quickly went about establishing himself as a fan favourite. His exemplary technique and dead ball skills saw him contribute 58 goals in 121 league games, helping Celtic win 3 league titles in 4 years and reach back-to-back Champions League last 16s. It was in the latter in which Nakamura truly came alive, helping Celtic beat AC Milan and Benfica in 2007-08, before backing that up with 2 excellent free kicks against Man United the following campaign. For a club that had been beaten 5-0 in qualifying by Art Media Bratislava weeks before his arrival, these were heady days. Unable to replicate his success in his one campaign with Espanyol, Nakamura has been playing in Japan since 2010 and won his second J-League MVP in 2013 at the age of 34. What a legend. 9. Demba Ba. Okay, this one might not be as surprising. After all, Demba Ba has a goal against Man United and an assist against RB Leipzig this season. But it was only 2 years ago that the Senegalese's career appeared to be winding down at the top level. After alternating between Turkey and China for the previous 5 years, the former West Ham and Newcastle striker terminated his £7 million per year contract with Shanghai Shenhua and signed with Istanbul Başakşehir in January 2019. And it turns out that the ex-Chelsea forward, who netted 14 goals in 2 seasons in West London, still had a bit of the old magic left in him, netting 13 goals and providing 4 assists in 28 league games in 2019-20 as Başakşehir won their first ever league title. It was certainly no fluke. Playing his 16th year of professional football, Ba fired off 3.9 shots per 90, leading to a goal contribution every 104 minutes. Only 4 Super League players, including his former strike partner Papi Cisse, scored more. The 22-cap Senegalese international and 2-time Super League champion can be very proud of a solid career. Before I go any further, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Football Daily and hit that notification bell to never miss one of our fantastic top 10s. 8. Jason Puncheon. There was a time when Jason Puncheon was actually a perfectly serviceable Premier League player. Following his £1.8 million signing from Southampton, the Croydon-born attacking midfielder was consistently one of Crystal Palace's better players, contributing 7 goals and 2 assists as the Eagles finished 11th in 2013-14. The following year they went one better, securing their only top 10 finish in Premier League history, with Puncheon chipping in with 6 goals and 7 assists, 3 more than next best Glenn Murray. Not only was this the 4th biggest contribution by a Crystal Palace player since their promotion in 12-13, but it was the same as Sadio Mane's return at Southampton, and more than Eriksen and Van Persie managed at Spurs and United respectively. By January 2019, having captained the club and scored in an FA Cup final, he was struggling to bounce back from a cruciate injury and was sent on loan to Huddersfield. He largely struggled in Yorkshire and now finds himself playing for Paphos FC in the Cypriot First Division, the 13th club of his undulating career. 7. Tim Howard. The fact Tim Howard bounced back from an underwhelming 3-year stint at Man United to make 416 appearances for Everton, 14th in their history, tells you everything you need to know about his staying power. And Howard was remarkably consistent. In fact, across the 7 seasons between 2007-08 and 2013-14, the 6'2" stopper missed just 5 league games, helping the club to 3 fifth-place finishes and an FA Cup final in that time. But come February 2016, Howard was struggling to regain form after injury, and then manager Roberto Martinez publicly revealed he would be back up to Joel Robles, forcing the 121-capped American to take his services elsewhere. Howard spent the next 4 years playing for the Colorado Rapids, earning another 10 caps for his country, before retiring in October 2019. But in March last year, the shot-stopper decided he wanted one last hurrah, signing a playing contract with the USL Championship side Memphis 901 FC, where he is sporting director. 6. Nigel de Jong. It is cruel that a player who has won 2 league titles in 2 countries and represented clubs of the calibre of AC Milan, Ajax and Man City is best remembered for one tackle in the 2010 World Cup final. Because, make no mistake about it, de Jong was a very good player. Across the 2009-10 season, a campaign that saw City finish 5th, the Dutchman averaged 7.1 tackles and interceptions per 90, better than any Premier League player this season. Not only that, but he completed nearly 85% of his passes, as the Citizens scored 73 league goals, 4 more than their previous Premier League best. Eventually phased out, De Jong went on to play for AC Milan and LA Galaxy before deciding to head back to Europe and join first Galatasaray and then Mainz in 2017-18, who he steered to 14th. Now 36, the midfielder, capped more times than Bergkamp, Kluivert and Koeman, is wrapping up his career with Al Shahania in Qatar. One of the most determined players of his generation, he just isn't ready to hang up his boots. 5. Maxi Rodríguez. Maxi Rodríguez probably doesn't get the credit he deserves in the UK. One of Rafa Benitez's final signings in charge of Liverpool, after arriving in January 2010 on a free transfer from Atletico Madrid, he was consistently one of the Reds' best players. Across the 2010-11 season, the Rosario-born midfielder scored 10 league goals, a figure only topped by Dirk Kuyt, and netted 2 Premier League hat-tricks against Birmingham and Fulham. Unfortunately, the arrivals of Stuart Downing, Charlie Adam and Jordan Henderson that summer saw Rodríguez slip down the pecking order. But whilst he only played 800 league minutes in 11-12, he did make 9 cup appearances as Liverpool reached the FA Cup final and won the League Cup, their first trophy in 5 years. Unfortunately, the fiercely proud Argentine found the draw of home too much to resist, and returned to his first club Newell's Old Boys at the age of just 31. From there, he scored another impressive 56 goals in 159 games, earning him another 16 caps for La Albiceleste. After a 2-year stint with Peñarol in Uruguay, in which he won back-to-back league titles, he is now playing out the final days of his career at Newell's. 4. Nani. Permanently in his countryman Cristiano Ronaldo's shadow for the first few years of his Man United career, and riddled with injuries that saw him miss 37 games across his final 2 seasons, Nani's Old Trafford peak was short-lived. But how bright he burnt for that time. Across the 2010-11 and 11-12 campaigns, Nani contributed 41 league goals in 62 games, a figure only topped by Rooney's 53 at an average of 0.7 per game. During the 2010-11 season, he averaged 7.1 shot creating actions per 90, 1.7 more than Mo Salah this term. Unfortunately for the 112 cap Portuguese, after being loaned out to Sporting in the deal that brought Marcus Rojo to Old Trafford by Louis van Gaal, he struggled to settle, playing for 4 different clubs in 5 years. Come 2019, Nani became the best known Portuguese player in the MLS when he joined Orlando City, making the All-Stars team that season. What a player. 3. Lukas Podolski. There was a lot of excitement when Arsene Wenger announced the arrival of Lukas Podolski in the summer of 2012. Here was a fully fledged German international signing at 27 years old, who had just come off an 18 league goal season with FC Köln, a figure topped only by 3 Bundesliga players. Arsenal may have lost their talisman Robin van Persie that summer, but in Olivier Giroud, Podolski and Santi Cazorla, it was thought he had replaced him as best as possible. The former Bayern forward's first campaign went excellently, as he contributed 20 league goals and an average of 1 every 100 minutes, with only Walcott and Cazorla involved in more. But in August 2013, just 4 games into his second campaign, he tore his hamstring. This saw him miss 21 games that season, and he only started another 15 League and Champions League games for Arsenal before he was loaned out to Inter Milan 16 months later. In the 6 years since, the Polish-born striker has played for 4 different clubs, heading from Italy to Turkey, Japan, and now back to Turkey where he plays for Italia-Sport, with whom the 35-year-old has scored just 3 goals in 17 games this campaign. 2. Morten Gamst Pedersen. If you, like many of the Football Daily team, really started getting into football in the early noughties, you'll surely remember Morten Gamst Pedersen, whose world-class delivery made him a fan favourite up and down the land. Signed by then Blackburn boss Graham Souness in 2004 for just £1.5 million as a Damien Duff replacement, after a sticky start, the 83-cap Norwegian set about making himself undroppable. He contributed at least 8 league goals across 7 consecutive seasons between 2005-06 and 2011-12. Helping the Rovers to 4 top-half finishes in that time. In his best campaign 2006-07, he scored 6 and laid on 9 assists, with only Fabregas, Rooney and Lampard providing more for their teammates. But what permanently sealed his hero status at Ewood Park was the fact he stayed loyal to the club after their relegation in May 2014. Following that championship campaign and their season-long stint in Turkey, Pedersen returned to his beloved Norway and now plays for Alta in the 3rd tier. 1. Andres Iniesta. There isn't a bigger legend on this list than Andres Iniesta. 131 caps for Spain, scorer of a World Cup winning goal, winner of 9 league titles and 4 Champions Leagues, the diminutive Spaniard was quite simply one of the outstanding players of his generation. Criminally underrated by stats-obsessed 14-year-olds on Twitter due to the fact he never scored over 8 league goals, Iniesta was absolutely integral to one of football's greatest ever sides, Barcelona 2009 to 2015. During that time, Iniesta contributed over 10 assists in a league campaign 3 times, and backed up his crucial World Cup performances with 7 assists in 10 Champions League games in 2010-11, as Barcelona won their 4th European Cup. Watching Iniesta, football made sense, his clarity of thought and deftness of his movements binding Barcelona's incredible tiki-taka style. Before he left in May 2018, he created one of the most iconic football images of all time, alone on the Nou Camp pitch. Now with Vissel Kobe in the J-League, he's averaged 0.4 goal contributions per game across the last 3 years despite being 36, helping his side to 2 trophies. So guys, that was 10 legends you won't believe are still playing. What did you guys think of the list? Did I miss anyone out? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, leave a comment and click on screen for another great Football Daily video, and I'll see you next time.